Very excited to announce the Civic Education Initiative that we're going to be pushing this year. It's something that's been brought to our attention both across the country from what Arizona just did recently, but also from a number of civics leaders on how important it is that our students understand exactly how their government and how our country operates. It's something that is not partisan. Clearly you can see we have House and Senate representation, we have Republican and Democrat representation, and it's something that we're all excited to get behind and we think will make our students better prepared for the future.
So we're here today to propose the Missouri Civics Education Initiative. And it says that every high school student must achieve 60 out of 100 on a test similar to the civics portion of the United States Naturalization Test produced by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. In order to pass this test, they have to pass it in order to receive a high school diploma or an equivalency certificate. But they may take it as many times as they need to cover the material. Why are we doing this? Because our children need to know the origins and the functionality of our federal government. No matter where they live in this country, that information will be fundamental in how they view the government and how they participate. For our government to function properly for years to come, our children and grandchildren must be active and knowledgeable, participants of the government, and our government to be truly of the people, by the people, for the people, as Abraham Lincoln so stated. So in my opinion, we've made this testing option requirement for passage as straightforward as possible and very flexible for our school districts. As a retired teacher, I know the pains of the ever-fluctuating standardized tests and standards. But you will not find that here in this. This information is already being taught in every middle school and high school in the state. Teachers should have nothing new to do. It's just a requirement that the students themselves must pass this test. We want to make sure that they take this information seriously and proving their knowledge of it.
Is that this is a bipartisan effort. One of the things that we talk about a lot from a bipartisan standpoint is the importance and the need for openness and transparency in government, and I couldn't agree more. But in order to have true openness and transparency, it's important for people to know what they're looking at. And so this initiative is designed to help our students and our teachers understand how government works, how their democracy works, and in the end, participate in it more successfully and with more energy. And I think that helps our society and helps our country. So I'm excited to be one of the Democratic sponsors. I'll be working with colleagues on my side of the aisle to grow an effort. I talked with my good friend Bob Holden, former Governor Holden today. He's a co-chair of this effort. We had a great conversation today. So from the Democratic standpoint, our side, we're looking forward to working with our colleagues and getting this across the finish line.
I was actually approached by a constituent some weeks ago that brought this issue to my attention, asked me to look into it, so I reached out to the group that was bringing the legislation and talked to them and asked how I could be of service, and they asked me to be one of the sponsors. And what that constituent said when he reached out to me was this. He actually called and we had a long conversation about the current immigration system, and what he said was, it is incumbent upon us, a country that was built by immigrants, to ensure that our children and our children's children are held to the same standard as those people that wish to join our country. Because when we lose that, we lose the thing that makes America great. It's the thing that really created this melting pot of culture that we have. And so I think this is a tremendous bill. I think it's a tremendous piece of legislation, and it's something that we can use to move the state forward and to kind of be on the cutting edge of education in the forefront in our country.
With a pass rate of 92% among immigrants who take the citizenship test as of December 2013, should we be content with as low a score as 3 to 4% for our high school graduates? So while it might be entertaining to ask the questions to the man on the street, who was the X number president of the United States? Who was president of the United States during World War II? How many amendments are there to the Constitution? The answers are quite sad, because most of the time what's televised is entertainment. The answers are incorrect. Our graduates, our high school graduates, should have the same basic knowledge of American government, including the principles of democracy, the system of our government, and the rights and responsibilities of being a U.S. citizen. The same knowledge of American history, the same knowledge of integrated civics, including U.S. symbols and the geography as well. As we mentioned, there is overwhelmingly bipartisan support. I spoke with a former Supreme Court judge from home who presides over naturalization ceremonies and alerted him to what we were doing today with the press conference. He was overwhelmingly supportive. He has a big desire and a big pastime and has served on boards pertaining to Missouri history and the preservation of history. And obviously being a judge and one who presides over these ceremonies, he has a great interest in all citizens being informed. So as a nation, to better understand our present, to properly prepare for our future, we need to fully have a knowledge of the present and of the past. I look forward to working with my House and Senate colleagues on this initiative. Thank you.
We just last week passed a civics education initiative in Arizona. We expect it to pass this week in North Dakota, and we look forward to Missouri joining the list very shortly.